As I watched the coverage of the so called Chinese spy balloon, I couldn't help but find several aspects of that story angle a bit far fetched. I mean, as a rule, spying is meant to be done in secret. And here we have a balloon traveling across much of the United States that people can see from their own backyards. Secret spycraft, certainly not. Public spectacle, hell yeah. And that's what makes me suspicious. Is it possible that China just failed miserably at keeping this secret spycraft under wraps? Or perhaps spying wasn't the point at all? How about taunting? Look, we could send a spy balloon over your country and your weak leadership will do nothing about it. I don't know. Is it possible that it's just a weather research balloon, as China claims? Well, not according to Pentagon Press Secretary Brigadier General Pat Ryder. He says the U.S. knows this is a surveillance balloon. Okay, with that in mind, let's take a look at our response. We let this known surveillance craft slowly go about its business, floating over a dozen or so states, and do nothing. Now, if our leaders truly believed we were being spied on or taunted, this response seems absurd to me. I have to believe we have the technology to safely take a balloon like that down before it traverses half the country. If we don't, our massive defense spending budget is being horribly misused. So the safety explanation for allowing it to continue seems pretty implausible. I would buy diplomacy as a reason for not shooting it down. In fact, while the event was taking place, I assumed diplomacy was the reason why we had not yet shot it down. That being said, when we ultimately shot it down after it completed its tour, that explanation went out the window. While trying to get my head around this, I couldn't help but be reminded of good old Operation Northwoods. Could all of this make perfect sense when viewed through that lens? What is Operation Northwoods? Well, for those of you not familiar with it, let me do something I normally wouldn't recommend, and that is research on a mainstream platform. From Wikipedia, Operation Northwoods was a proposed false flag operation against American citizens that originated within the U.S. Department of Defense of the United States of America in 1962. The proposals called for CIA operatives to both stage and commit acts of violent terrorism against American military and civilian targets, blaming them on the Cuban government and using it to justify a war against Cuba. The proposals were rejected by President John F. Kennedy, and you all know what happened to him. So is it possible that this event is nothing more than a false flag to help justify another war escalation, defense spending bill, or dystopian emergency action? Only time will tell. And with that, I'll wrap it up. Please like the video if you appreciated this content, subscribe to the channel for more, and again, share these stories, be the light that wrecks the shadows. See you soon.